Josh Guindon Poker here. Salem with GMD, your World Poker Tour Club WT ambassador. We're running super deep in a Club WT Gold 22 SC 2-day tournament. We're at the final table. 5,370 people started. Final table's just starting up. I'd like to clue you in on the action. This will be a live stream, essentially. We're going to talk about the hands and the strategy in live time. Stick with me. Here we go. So we've got 8-handed table here. We're sitting third in position. Blinds are 50K, 1K. Sorry, 50,000, 100,000 blinds. All right, there is me, Salem Witch, EMD. And here is our trusty dusty chip, our card protector. So this is actually going to be a post-production film and a long form video, so we don't need to worry about covering our cards. 2-6 offsuit facing a raise from the button. That's obviously a fold. So started with over 600 tables. We were down to the final table. So let's look at the payouts here when we get a second. That's going to be a fold, 7 and offsuit, no matter what happens. So first place, 17K up top. 8th place currently, right under 2K. Pretty shallow ladders. It's a pretty top-heavy tournament payout structure, like most tournaments are these days. Really going for top 3. We're in 4th place now out of 8, so like to look to ladder. So, well, we got a hand that we're not going to play. We're folding that no matter what. 7 and off, yeah. Yeah, we're folding, especially against what we've been seeing from those players. We'll fold. So let's talk a little bit about our strategy. A lot of different strategies at final tables. You got to think about your goal when you're looking at your strategy, and how the other players are playing. Gentleman who just won a WSOP bracelet. He had $1 million from Club WPT Gold extra on top if he won the tournament. He was very incentivized to get first place. I think first place was 200 and some, maybe 250,000. And if he got first, it would be another 1 million on top. So heavily incentivized just to go for first. So he would never want to play ICM poker. I got 4-3 offsuit from the cutoff, facing a 4 big blind shove. A lot of people behind, clearly a fold. So he did something pretty crazy. Ace-7 suited here against Ace-6 off on the 6. Takes him out. That's kind of a tough beat there. Down to 7 players. Good run for that player. But he did something kind of crazy. Everyone else was playing ICM poker, and if you guys, some of you guys are new to poker, ICM stands for Independent Chip Model. We won't get it too much into how to play that way now, but 9-6 offsuit from hijack, or what I call position 7. That's clearly a fold. So the guy that just went out was probably the shortest chip stack. So ICM wise, ICM land, he was incentivized to shove, get a stack in. So currently we're 4 of 7, so 2.5 big blind raise. We got a little over 50 big blinds. Fold. I would encourage everyone out there to get comfortable with calculating how many big blinds there are. On Club WPT Gold, you can click the pot and instantly, maybe it's just one, I never do it, instantly turn your chip stack into big blinds. So 51.3 big blinds. If you click it again, it turns back to chips. I never do big blinds because you don't want to take that shortcut. Because once you get live, which I would encourage you all to play, it really messes things up. You're just kind of confused and lost calculating. Oh, that's an interesting hand. You kind of get lost calculating the amount of big blinds. So 5-8 suited, that's too loose under the gun at these chip stacks, and what I'm going for, I'm going to fold. But yeah, I would encourage everyone to not use that little shortcut. Just go ahead and get comfortable. Okay, I've got 5.1 million chips. big blind is 100,000. I have 51 big blinds, right? And also another quick point is to always know, not always, I mean, if you're 1,000 people left in a tournament, you don't really need to know if you're middle stages of a tournament, but right now I want to know how many big blinds everyone has at the table. So he has 79, or, this person has 27, 17. It's really easy when there's 100K big blinds. That's why I've really been focused on it. 57, I have 50. Jay has 56, and this person has 28. So this is close. Probably a little loose. I won't give away too much of my strategy, how I'm playing here, but 6-4 off felt a little loose. Really getting some really marginal would be generous, but some really weak hands here to start, which is perfectly fine. Got to be patient. One of the most important things of tournament poker. 200, so min open, pretty wide range. Snap call, I would be looking to squeeze there, 3-bet squeeze or re-raise, a lot of positions. 92 offsuit, fold. That was a snap call, so pretty weak range. He's got 37 VPIP and 32% PFR, so that tells you a little bit about how he's going to be playing. This person correctly identified a squeeze spot, so he 3-bet raise, so raise, so he made it 4.5. Yeah, this isn't, let me see, is this a good size? 267, yeah, this is about a pot size. 3-bet squeeze. Seems reasonable. It's a little, let's see, 3.5. Yeah, that's a really nice size. That's a lot of pressure here. He basically has to commit his whole stack. This person has identified they've got a weak range by calling. Now they're facing a pot size raise. You can do this with a pretty wide range, actually, against this specific action. Hands like ace-jack offsuit, all bigger aces, a lot of medium pairs, even down to some suited connectors. This deep plays pretty well. All right, so 2.5. I played a lot versus short stack slim at the previous table. I have some pretty good reads on this player. 2-4 suited. I can't obviously play there. He's got some leaks that I've picked up on. And he does a couple clever trap plays that I've picked up on too, so I'll be looking to exploit those. All right, so if you're playing ICM poker, you really want to understand where you're at relative. So this is the big stack chip leader. These are, two other players that are close to the big stack. I'm comfortably in the middle, although close to the big stack. These other 3 players are red stacks. Fushimist and Pradji are clearly the lowest. This person is the lowest. 4-9 offsuit. San Francisco. I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'll fold that one. Dad joke for you there. It's Father's Day. All right, so who is this? What's the name of this person? Get a pastry box. Interesting. Okay. Raise and take. Blinds are up. 61-20. Another nothing hand. There were actually a few hands before that I played before I started streaming. I'm gonna fold that again. Obviously, another bad hand. But I one interesting hand was on the button. Jay opened to 2 big blinds. I called on the button with pocket 6s. Flop was queen 9-4. He c-bet small, maybe 30%. I called. Turn was a blank, kind of like a 5. He bet again on the turn, maybe 40%. I liked to call. I figured he's got a lot of hands in his range, which, in theory, if he's a balanced, aggressive, really, really high-level player, he should be taking that line with balanced range, including, top pair, top kicker, and maybe even king-queen on queen 9-4. Hands like jack 10, king jack, king 10, to keep your bluffs in. Because by the time you get to the turn, you want a balanced range of about 1-to-1. Balance, half bluffs, half value. with your value mainly coming of top pair, top kicker, and better hands, including two pair, queen nine suited type of hands, or all sets, obviously. But my live read was that he probably had too many just random unpaired, say like ace type hands that he was just continuing with. Didn't have a balanced range. He was just, probably trying to exploit the fact that most people at this level, at the $22 buy-in level, fold too often. I don't play a lot of $22 buy-in tournaments. I play everything really, but recently I've been playing a little higher buy-in, some of the World Poker Tour main events. So, anyways, so just some backstory. So Queen 9 4 5, and then anyways, and the river then was a 4, and he shut it down. So, no reason for me to bet. I often don't get value from better, and I'm not looking to bluff. I've got showdown value, and he turns over ace 5 offsuit. So, he c-bet out of position on ace 5 offsuit, which it's a nice hand to open from the cutoff ace 5 offsuit, but I don't like the bet flop bet turn line that he took. I think you're just kind of lighting money on fire for the most part against really good players. Now, if you're looking to exploit, players at a certain level, probably reasonable line, but anyway, so we took down a healthy pot right before we started the live stream. But just a little background on Jay, like I quickly picked up on, is that it's probably unbalanced, little too aggressive. So we'll look to take advantage of that, trap him some. Short stack slim, solid player. Got a couple things we picked up on before that we'll hopefully look to go over or exploit. A big spot here. King Jack loses a big pot against King Queen, down to 2.1 million. That was a big pot. All right, let's get back into the action here. We'll try to comment in live real time. So jam 1.3 million. That's a little over 10 big blinds. Call it 11. Yeah, 11 big blinds exactly. I got my favorite hand ever, Jack 5 offsuit. It's a hand that I'm gonna fold. That's just a weak hand. That's a losing call. When I first started playing poker, I didn't know what I was doing. Obviously, online poker, I was probably 17 years old or something, 18 maybe. And I made two pair or a full house like 2 or 3 times in a row with Jack 5. And I thought it was a great hand. Clearly, it's a bad hand in most scenarios, but facing 11 big blind, under the gun 1. That's definitely a fold. All right, so what do we have here? So 9, 8, 7. Position 7 opens, min. He flats again like he's doing way too much. I don't like that fold. We've had 9 high, but I just got to stay patient. Spots will come up. All right, call. So now we got 880,000 in the middle. 3-way pot. Pretty wide ranges. Short stack slim. Checks. He traps some, so it doesn't necessarily mean he has no hands. Yeah, he calls. Could do that to stay balanced with hands like queen, like a queen 10 suited hand is a really nice high level play if he's doing that. And then he leads here, leads small and calls. What is he doing that with? Hands like ace queen maybe, where he turned 2 pair. That'd be a nice play. Really good way to stay balanced. No, he probably doesn't have ace queen if he doesn't lead the river there. Jay's got a little less than a pot size shove, and he bets small. Could be a lot of bluffs here for Jay. Not wanting to commit his whole stack, but feeling like he has to bluff with absolutely nothing. Strange spot. Weird, strange lines. Alright, so a hand, King 5 offsuit on the button. Here comes a raise, clearly just a fold for me. Another flat. We're gonna look to 3-bet Jay a lot here. Multi-way pot, pretty passive action here. Chips are kind of being passed around. We haven't had many hands to play, which is fine. Check jam. Does he have a queen? Queen 9 versus King Jack. Ooh, kind of Ooh, trip queens. Nice double up. Didn't see all the action necessarily. That's why you don't necessarily just bet all your. That's a nice check jam there. Short. I gotta make a mental note there. Brad G did he checked top pair. That's from the big blind, which is pretty standard. Here's my favorite hand again, which is worthless here. 40 big blinds deep, so fold obviously. Just being patient now. One of the most important parts of tournament poker is staying patient. We are down to the final 7 players out of 5,370, and at least 80% of the time is just folding, you know. Spots will come up though. Queens versus fours. Wow, a lot of outs there. Open-ended. No. Fullman. Tough player. Fushima's great run. Out in 6. So now we're down to 6. Alright, that's good. Another fold here. It'll take a little bit of time. Just the balance. Small. Yeah, that's fine. So let's check out the payouts. We're in 4th out of 6. Another really passive play here. Another flat on the button. 9876. None of these people are playing ICM, you can tell. As you know, ICM, you really don't want to be flatting a whole lot. Really passive. Not necessarily loose. Yeah, loose-ish passive, tight passive. Play. Let's see. Pretty passive here. Ace high might win. Ace high. 3 10s. He checked a trap. That's another good note. Was there 3-6 off the weak hand? Let's see. So he called on the button with a6 suited. Reasonable. I'd probably fold that. 10s. Oh, the flush came in, and he didn't bet a set. No set, no bet, or a set and still no bet. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. I guess he was hoping to. Sometimes when you're value betting, you have to think really what are you going to get called from, and sometimes you can't find hands. So maybe a check looking to induce a bluff is a better line. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Table's pretty passive though, so really got to be getting your own value. 9499. 3-2. Short stack slim. A lot of pressure on Pragi. I feel like short stack slim's gonna call a lot of these spots here. Oh, he's got a 4. Oh, that's yeah. Overplayed spot there from Pragi. Sometimes he's got to check, fold, just give up. I like what I've done every single hand with my Jack 3 offsuit. So let's see what we got here. Down to the final 6. Let's check out the payouts real quick if we've got a second. First, let's calculate our big blind. So we have a little less than 40. This person has a little more than 70, 40, a little less than 30. Brad G has 15. 300. That's 2.5x. And a jam for less than 30. Yeah, 28. So this is 2.5 and 28. So you did over 10x jam. Fine in some spots. A lot of pairs. Nice play with a lot of pairs. Suited aces in theory. Big Broadway aces. Nice play there. One thing you got to keep in mind, maybe he's doing with all his hands, is he's actually splitting his raise sizes, which is different. 5-9 offsuit, another hand we just can't play. People probably think I'm the tightest player ever. I just have no cards. So we might look to exploit that a little bit. We'll talk in a second about how we can do that. But you got to pay attention. Short stack slim, so he made it 2.5x from the button. Then that last hand against me from the cutoff, he made it 2 big blinds. So we'll try to think about what that means. It's another kind of tell, bet sizing tell, as they say. Oh man, I'm just waiting for the opportunity to 3-bet these players because this is just a Interesting scenario. So clearly a folding in though. So let's see what they have. 32. So it's opening 19% of hands. Cutoff's gonna be super wide. That'll be more than 50% of hands, probably with his specific setup. And this guy's flatting most hands. Pretty decently wide VPIP. Not crazy, but so my stats are 28-19. Yeah, still pretty. Yeah, interesting split there. Okay, in this specific tournament, 5-7 offsuit. Man, we've seen 7 high again. Could look to open. I'm just gonna fold. People think I'm super tight. I'm just gonna keep playing that out. First thing when you're thinking about making adjustments is, there's a nice premium hand finally, is to think about, are people even thinking about what you're doing? You know, that's kind of level one, is someone even paying attention, or are they even looking? So he made it 2.5x. He's 38.22. Decent spot just to continue. Almost trapping some spots. I like this. We're not necessarily giving up for small. We can check back. Yeah, no reason to like a check here. Play a passive. Look to pick up equity. We can bet here. Yeah. What does he really have? Interesting spot to raise here on the turn. Let's put club out there one time. 10. Okay. We can bet here on the river. Oh, he leads. A calling spot. What is he saying he have? Raises with his whole wide range. We've gotten some spots already. First of all, he's betting 500 into a pot of 2.1 million. That's 20%. That's a weak little. So what is he actually saying he has? He raised 2.5, so pretty strong bet. Then he checks flop. So that's, you know, he's pretty weak. I mean, he doesn't have 10-9. I guess he can have some straight draws, a lot of overcards, ace-jack sort of hands. He just has nothing about. Doesn't have many sets. His 10s aren't there. I feel like I just priced into a call. I'm beating a lot of some of his value hands that he's doing this with. We'll see what we're gonna call. What does he have? I think he picked up some equity, and now he just missed. Did he do it with a 10? He was trapped. I doubt it. I think I probably have a better hand than him a certain percent of the time. So this is a pot odds call, I think. So let's see what he's got. Yep, and we win. Queen Jack. Okay. Yeah, his line just didn't make sense, and he's tried to bluff me a few times already. Wow, interesting way he played that. Huh. It's a good call. If he'd have bet, you know, he's just betting small there on the river. Once again, he thinks he's maybe against population at this tournament buy-in size. People fold there for 20%. But I guess a lot of people can't, you know, maybe he's just trying to exploit. Some people don't make ace high calls, but I was bidding most ace highs on a lot of hands he had in that range. Interesting. Okay, ace 8 suited. This is a nice hand. I don't need to go crazy, but got a tight range. I'm gonna get a lot of, or tight image. I'm gonna get a lot of respect. Rarely gonna get 3-bet. And oh, jams. Interesting. So let's see what he's got here. 20 bigs. That's a 20 big blind jam. Over my open. Feels light for a call. He hasn't been tight, but he's just got a better range than me there. I'll let him have that one. So that's probably, I'm probably ace jack off. Is probably the bottom of my calling range there, 20 blinds. Ace jack suited, I feel like it's getting to where it's definitely a call. Looking at those mid pairs, they're probably profitable, especially 8s and above. 20 big blinds in that specific scenario. Ace 8 suited felt clearly like a fold under most scenario. One of my favorite hands. 6-7 suited, 7-8 suited. I can tell you some spots here. So what do we have? Where this is definitely a call. Defend, 6-handed. 9 jack 10. It's gonna favor his range a lot. He's got the range advantage, nut advantage. I gotta check it over and hope he kind of. I got the dummy end of the straight draw too, so I gotta hope he. I gotta I gotta hope he plays it passive. He goes half pot. If we had hearts, probably better. We got backdoor hearts, but that only gives us a few percent. Seems like a fairly standard fold there. Yeah, what are we drawing at? You could have some king queen there even. I mean, you could just be dead and just trying to. You're up against one of the chip leaders. Yeah, that was an unfortunate flop. We'll get better spots. So keep in mind we get a healthy stack. If we're playing ICM poker, that's we're ahead of several of these people. We don't need to do anything crazy. That's a fold. So yeah, that's like a 12 big blind jam. This person's jamming fairly often. I'm assuming they're doing that with their pretty good range there. So 5-9 suited on the button. I got a pretty tight image. 25-18. He jams all in. It's irrelevant. Looks like 280. That's like 25 bigs roughly. It's a strange jam. Maybe small pocket pair, 2s through 5s maybe. All right, 4-6 diamonds. Bread stacks. 2 big blinds off of 390. 27, 28 big blinds probably. Let's see if our maths are right. Yeah, 27, 28 exactly. All right, and a call. Okay, or a, sorry, 3-bet jam and a call. Deuces, wow. Ducks, are they quacking? Probably gonna hold. Yep. Wow, nice double. Really, this must be a studied player. A lot of people aren't taking that spot. Yeah, it's good to pay attention to think what people might have. This is close, honestly, close. Opening into the shortest stack disincentivizes it just a small margin because they're going to be looking to kind of get their stack in a lot of spots here, a lot of hands. Yep, exactly. 2 mil. Position 7, king 3 suited, close open. If you're playing ICM poker, it's clearly a fold. If you're looking to play kind of chip EV, get it a little exploitative, you can open there sometimes. 4-2 suited, folding. It's interesting, since we've got live stream, I think I've actually played one hand, ace queen suited. I've had 9 high otherwise. Not connected either. We played that one 6-5 suited hand from the blind, or 6-7 suited from the blinds. But we are above. We came on with a little over 4 million, and we're above 5.3 million. So that goes to show how patient you can be. I'm not playing tight. I'm just playing patient. Jack 9 off pit, position 7 against a really good player. This is a call, just enough to call. And he's playing just to see. Oh wow, we flop the world. I don't want to take too much time to make it look like anything crazy. I think that's pretty big. 700 into 300. Just call to start. Definitely not folding at any point. Do I lead? No, that's way too. Let him keep bluffing. I want to give him an out. Hopefully he just keeps betting. He's a pretty... I think we raise small here. I think it's a nice play. Raise small. Seems like could be some bluffs. Obviously a 9, but it's hard to put someone on having a 9 on that board. He calls. Okay. We're going to go for the rest of it. Nice little trick sometimes to leave him a little bit. 1.8. We're on 1.8. See what happens. If he's got an ace, he probably just calls. That'd be great if he was bluffing with ace high, like ace jack, ace queen. A lot of times people will do that, kind of overplay it, and then river ace, and they just can't fold sometimes. Seems like a pretty good player here, so maybe he can get away from it. So can he sniff it out? What bluffs could I have here? 7-8s, maybe 7-8 suited, where I That'd be a weird float on the flop. Um, Not a lot of bluffs. I could have could I have bet, let's see, 4.6 million. It's a pretty small bet anyways, but could I bet smaller even on the river? Definitely don't like a jam on the turn. You can't raise too big because he's got nothing a lot of the times. You want to price him in to try to get there. If he's got an ace here and folds, that would be world class. I think most people get here and just, you know, they realize 9 is there a lot of time, but it's hard to know what he had exactly. I feel like he had a lot of aces, but I think aces usually call. Maybe an over mid. No, I don't think he had an overpair either. It's interesting. Weren't any draws out there. Could have had to hand like 10s or jacks potentially, or 10s or queens maybe. Alright, that's a fold. 2 big blinds. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So, we've really played 3 hands since we've come on stream here. 30-minute time now. Been super patient and just waiting for spots, not giving any chips away. We started out about 50 big blinds, plenty to play, especially the final table. If you think about ICM, most of the chips will, you're not just playing 50 big blinds, you have essentially a deeper stack than how many big blinds you have. Some people think 1.25 to 1.75x, maybe 1.5x, but it plays a lot deeper than just how many big blinds you have. And shipping up here nicely. So if we get a break in the action, we can take a look at the payouts. So big day of poker here for myself, Josh Guindon Poker, Salem Witch EMD. Ace Jack off. I had the main event day 1. Ended up 14th on a 70. Clear open here. We'll just look to open men, and we'll see what the big stack does. Fold full, and I was calling this jam, obviously. 12 or 13 big blinds, clear jam. Okay, they folded. They had really weak hands. The Doyle, man, what a legend. I got the honor of meeting Doyle at the Club WBT book signing at the Win World Championship, I think 3 years ago now. What a legend. He did a book signing, 180 people who got a entry into an event. He would sign every book, and one of the 180 had a golden ticket in it, which was an entry to the main event. And the people behind me were very nice. They were from Colorado and Connecticut. They said, I hope you win it. And I said, no, I hope you win it, because I wouldn't be able to play it. I would have to go back for work. I couldn't get the shift off, even if I had won it. And they were very nice. We got to chatting, and she was behind me, and she won. She opened the book, and she had the ticket. Her husband was a very serious poker player. She'd never played poker, a major tournament a day in her life. Some of the World Poker Tour talent kind of coached her up over the next 3 or 4 days. She made a deep run. If I remember correctly, there were 4,000 runners in that tournament in the $10,400 World Poker Tour Championship main event. She ended up right outside the money, I think 550th or 600th place out of 4,000, and hardly ever playing. So that was impressive. She was an attorney, family attorney, so clearly an intelligent woman, but didn't have a lot of experience playing cards. She played a little home games and things, but never played a big tournament. So it was an impressive run. Didn't quite cash, but impressive run. 7-4 offsuit seems weak. I think I can just fold this. Yeah, I don't need to defend that necessarily. Just staying patient. Not overextending myself. So King 7 offsuit. See what the action is. I thought we were going to play our first hand. Blind versus blind. Is this a call? Probably not. 3, 520, no, 12 big blinds. No, snap fold. Fold, especially with the big stack behind. If I was closing the action there on the big blind, what would be the weakest hand? King 7 off is close, but probably a fold. I would have to think about it a little bit more if we're in that spot. Another playable hand, depending on the action. Queen 10 suited. Gonna look to get involved on the button. This is a nice calling hand here. Good 3-bet with some frequency. Really don't want to be folding that. Pretty shallow stacks here. So he raised off 2.6, so that's just under 20. Another limping. Oh, and we flop gin. Broadway. We're not scared of anything. These players are both short. So we are gonna Hollywood a little bit. You don't have, live, you gotta mask your tells and practice masking your tells. Online, you just kind of gotta stay in the range of what's normal as far as, I think we bet small here. Sometimes they raise, just go crazy if they got 2 pair or something. If he's got anything, he probably has to continue with that small a bet. 8, just clean. I don't think we want to go for all of it. Let's go half. Remember, there's a little less than half's fine. 780. 780 into 2.4 million. That's like a third. So he's got to defend with. Oh, he jams. Must have a queen. Yeah. Queen. Oh man. Bad turn. Oh, he had a draw. So okay, chop chop. Everyone loves a chop off. 6, 8 of diamonds from the cutoff. Mixing spot. Let's see what we can do. Gonna make it 310. Got a tight image here, so no always, no never. Decently deep against some of these players that are still left. 3-bet, that's tough. Oh. I've really seen this player play much. He 3-bet me to basically 3x. Got one of the absolute bottom of my range hands. It's a suited 1-gapper though, so I made it 2.2. We're basically playing 50, 60, 70. Let's do this. We'll cheat once. 60 big blinds. I think we can deploy. We're deep enough here. That's a terrible flop. That's alright. We'll check give up probably for the most part. Yeah. I'll probably might get lambasted a little bit for this play, but I thought we were deep enough. It's fine probably to continue against that raise size. Be an interesting 4-bet spot. Now I think for the most part you should just want to be folding there, but I felt like we were deep enough that we try to catch a flop and catch them, but yeah, there's only a couple more big blinds. Alright, Jack 4 suited, getting back into position 7. Very clear raise. Or sorry, very clear fold. Alright, so we've been playing poker, a lot of poker today. We've been doing, starting with some Father's Day activities. Father's Day brunch here in Boston. Went out to Zuma, if ever anyone's been there. Then we had a main event. Let's see, that's close. Close to wanting to open. We're gonna let it go a little stronger, maybe 1 or 2 pips higher we would open. Yeah, we started with some Father's Day activities. Then we got right into the World Poker Tour main event. Day 1. We weren't looking to play the main event, but we won a feeder seat that couldn't be exchanged, so we did play. We were chip leading early on and ended up 14th down to 70, which did not make it onto day 2. King 5 off. This is 6-handed. Players play a little bit aggro. He might trying to be make an adjustment against me. He might be thinking I'm weak because I'm folding a lot, or the deck might be running over him. I get the sense he's opening a little bit more than he should, so I'm going to be looking to exploit that with some 3-betting opportunities. All right, 2-3 offsuit. We can. But yeah, so we had a nice brunch with the wife and 2 kids. Then we played the Road Poker main event. Made a decent run. Outlasted Rampage. He was playing a lot of live poker today. Doug Polk, Code Doug, made a deep run. He was chip leader for a long time. I think he ended probably 5th out of 8 left. Then we played day 2 of the Prime on Club WPT Gold, and we cashed that. We ended up about 100th place. Not sure how many runners, probably over 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, something like that. And then we hopped into this day 2, fold spot, obviously. We're 40 big blinds now. 40 big blinds effective. Flat. I don't like, so what is he flatting here with? He or she. What is this player flatting with? A lot of their range, in theory, if they're a good player, and looking to... he's a little deep to be doing that. There's a strategy where you're pretty short stacked, say under 6-7 big blinds, and you call if it's just a min raise call with nearly 100% of your range, maybe fold out the absolute worst hands, and you're just looking to get any pair, even third pair, bottom pair, and just a lead jam is a nice place. You flop top pair or 2 pair better, for example. Sometimes you can check, look to trap. Let's see, 12 big blinds, nope. But he was 10 big blinds, so it seems like probably a 3-bet or fold spot, 3-bet all in or fold, but once again, this player's playing a little wide. Seems, 8s, that's a big double. Yeah, I think this player is pretty solid, but not studied, if that makes sense. Okay, so 9-6 suited, 40 bigs, not trying to do anything. We're still pretty, pretty slow structure here. Nice blind level. We got 40 here, 64, 23 big blinds, 16, and 13. So, if you're just thinking strictly ICM, this player has 23 big blinds. If you're thinking strictly ICM, we have, clearly chip leader, kind of like 2A and 2B here. So we're second or third chip position. So we're kind of one of these upper middling stacks. And really the pressure is on these smaller stacks. This is just a really good hand to open. Ace-9 suited from position 6, as I would call it, or the low jack, as a lot of people would say. Let's get back over to chill. Look at that. We flop a absolute monster. No reason to go too crazy sizing-wise. I don't want to go that big. 320 is actually okay. Let's go 320. He's raising. We'll put the pressure back on him. Yeah, I think I just want to put him in. See if he wants to. Oh, he folds it. Okay. Took down a big pot. He put in 4 more big blinds. Could I just... Yeah, it's too shallow. I like getting it in there. Yeah, I would have to think about that one a little bit more, but I think the play was fine. Was it just a draw at ace high and a flush draw? Nice place to get in. So actions quickly back on us. 12 big blind shove. We've had absolutely nothing to even think about. This person's shoving a lot of hands. So we'll look to get into a spot and think of a range, but we don't need to think about it yet there. I guess it might be good to think about there actually before it's really on us. So 6-handed, they shoved basically position 7 for 12 big blinds. In theory, it should be a pretty wide range. 12 big blinds, so I'm looking to call most aces. Big Big Broadway cards, even like King Queen off is a call. King Jack off is getting to be close. That's close to a fold. Pairs, any pair pretty much is a call there. All right. Let's see what we got. 2-9 suited, 2 bigs. Let's see what we got here. Let's just take a second look at the payouts. So 6 players left. Stay with me. Give me 1 second here. Prizes. All right, 6 left. 6 play 2,800. Do 7 off. So we'll fold that. Pretty good payouts off a $22 buy-in. So first place, obviously what we're going for, 17K up top. Big difference here. I mean, this is really where you just have to go for first. You know, you could land on second or third, even go for first. So that's what we're doing. We're going for first. Every tournament I play, without, you know, I'm almost always just going for first. So we're playing that way. And right now, you know, sometimes you get, ooh, I missed it. 5. I could open here. Yeah, there's no, it's a nice open. I got a tight image too, so let's see what the hand was. I missed it. So ace jack shoved, I'm assuming. Queen's called. Yeah. For 12 bigs. Under the gun, and queen's called. Bread next, so that was kind of middle position. Wow. Ace 6 suited gets through. Alright, jack 2 of hearts here. Fold. So now let's just take a look at the big blinds again. So we are 47, 43. Oh, we're a chip leader actually now. Very cool. So now we're pretty evenly distributed if you look at this. 32 to 47 big blinds. Everyone is right in the middle. A couple different things you can do strategically. I don't think anyone is going really crazy. I could look to open up my game, play a little bit more lag style. That's probably what I'll look to do here in the short term. Pick some spots. Definitely looking for 3-bet spots. We've got some really good player adjustments against this player and this player. 5s, okay, 5s from, let's cheat a little bit here, 48, 50, can you ever jam 5s, 50 big blinds? It feels aggressive. Can I squeeze? Might have one of those squeeze spots. Here, let's see what we got here. So what would I want to make this? 3, 5, 7, 6, 8, 10. Let's just try this. 11.5. Feel really strong. I'm gonna get folds all the way around. Yeah, nice. Picking up on our image there. I mean, this person's opening a lot. I think most people just flick in a call there, but I thought it was a nice squeeze. I mean, also it disincentivize. Let's see. Once again, we're about 40 effective, 40 to 50. I'm chip leader. Don't need to go crazy aggro on this player. Middle stack here. You know, ooh, that's a beautiful flop. So let's see what we can do. Just lead with 1. A really premium here. Nice flush draw. King. Yeah, no reason to stop betting here. Gonna size up with top pair and flush draw out of position. Probably could even go larger. Could you ever overbet there? Overbetting on the turn. You want the player to have a capped range. I don't necessarily like overbet in that specific spot, especially with the dynamics that are going on, but nearly pot size turn bet. I probably could have gone larger. I only bet 75% or so. Alright, that's clearly a fold. So let's just look at the big blinds. If I'm playing on my own, I never look at the big blinds, but I'm multitasking, so I'm a little distracted. And also I want you all to see the big blinds. Clearly this is an open. Let me just increase this a little bit. 350. 350. Yeah, 2.2x is fine. Can start to increase our raise sizes a little bit here for a few different reasons. We're not going to get into this to an advanced level, but 2.2 to closer to 2.5x is probably okay. Nice c-bet spot here. A little over third pot's fine. So what's he calling with there? Some pairs. He's got a lot of jacks, honestly. I turn queen. Really don't want to slow down here. I mean, if he has a 7, I think we would have heard from him on the flop. What is he? Does he float there with a ace high with a queen? I doubt it. Ace queen. If he jams, we're sad, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. A beautiful turn. We had a lot of backdoor equity there on the flop in the nature of turned flush and straight draws. I mean, we banked the top pair, which is great. All right, so playing comfortably here. So queen 7 suited. It was a little loose. If I wanted to go aggro and try to run over the table, reasonable hand open, but these players are not pushovers, that's for sure. I don't think that's the best strategy of just going aggro maniac style. I think what I've been doing so far is best at this final table. You kind of have to fill out each final table. It's like poker, you have to assess every single situation. That's why one of the many reasons I love poker. It's like the ultimate strategy based game. This is quite a fairly competent group of players, and you can't just, some players you can run over, but what I've seen so far from these players, you can't really run them over. This player traps some with, I saw him or her, this player trap jacks earlier, late position, facing an open raise, just flatted from the cutoff from hijack raise, like 50 effective. It was sneaky. A lot of people threw about there, but I think he was trapping. This player is pretty aggressive, a little unbalanced, highlighted by a few hands. This is enough to continue, especially at, can I 3-bet here? 160 off 30? No, I would never need a 3-bet. Let's see what the stats are. 32-20, that's fine. Flop top pair. Pretty connected board. Probably gonna look to, that's a big bet, 800 half pots. Do we ever want to re-raise? We can some, we don't always have to. So turns, open-ended, the flush gets there obviously. I could have some flushes too, so he's got to be cognizant of that. Still have top pair, open-ended, and he checks. Gonna bet most who will get there with the, let's go third. Yeah, third, lead third. I mean, we don't want to check back as a disaster. So what has he got? Probably one pair of hands. Oh, queen, wow. Queen 10, so that was nice. Wow, that was quite the run out. That was one of those spots where balance is important. I mean, I think a lot of players would, or not a lot, but maybe some people would just 3-bet that flop, or sorry, re-raise that flop. They make it half pot, so he bet a pretty big. Really pay attention to bet sizing too. You can really get to tells and think about ideal lines. If he bet small there, quarter or a third, I might have re-raised to maybe 3x or 3.5x there. But that player bet half pot, and so that's saying you don't want to get too far into it. But I thought that call was the better line, and ended up working out really well. It's going to be kind of extended. extended stream here. Gonna probably run a few hours, I'm assuming. We're 54 minutes in. So I'm hoping you'll get some strategy content. So I'm just getting my poker YouTube channel going. So bear with me about quality. I gotta get the everything up and running here this week. It's a little shaky. I'll try to edit that out. I'm just holding the camera as of now. Reminds me of Rampage Poker when he started his first vlogs, compared to what he's got now. The evolution is amazing. But yeah, I feel like I'm in the infancy, just starting my YouTube channel. So pardon the lack of professional editing, but I hope you all get a lot out of this live stream, in the sense that strategy chat, getting into the mind of some people who are running super deep. So like and subscribe. Follow me on YouTube, Josh Guindon Poker, Josh Guindon, Guindon Poker, Poker. Definitely subscribe to my channel. There's gonna be a lot of fun giveaways. I got recently announced as the Club WPT Ambassador, which is different than Club WPT Gold, but on the World Poker Tour, one of the most newest ambassador as of March. I think there've been new Club WPT Gold ambassadors since, but the first ever Club WPT ambassador. My poker YouTube channel, there's going to be a lot to it. First and foremost, I'm going to be focused on entertainment. I'm about to do several video series. Think of Rampage Poker or Wolfgang Poker, on how they do a lot of their entertainment, a lot of their cash games. I'm starting a series called the Bank Rolex Challenge. It's going to be with a twist. I won't tell you what the twist is. There will be many giveaways during the video series, so you'll want to tune in. Actually shooting the first video tomorrow. We'll have the first episode out later this week. So what I'm doing is Bank Rolex Challenge. I'm trying to get to $10,000 by playing cash games. And then I'm going to buy a Rolex. Maybe not a Rolex. We'll see. There's a twist. I did this same challenge on my own before I became the ambassador. I did this on my own last year and bought myself a Rolex. It took me 17 sessions. I played exclusively 2-5, no limit hold'em, which I'll be playing mainly 2-5 this time. I might play some higher or lower, 5-10 or 1-3, but I'll be looking to play some PLO too. I've been playing some PLO recently. 2-2, maybe 5-5, we'll see. But the goal is to get to $10,000 net profit, and then the challenge will be over. Who knows? It might take 100 sessions. Could take one session, I doubt it, but especially with the rules. So the rules are, once I get to $1,000 in a session, I get up and leave. I might finish the orbit, but the goal is to get to $1,000. What that does is maximizes my time, or $1,000 or to 4 hours, whichever happens first. So if I get to 4 hours, if I'm down $2,000, if I'm stuck in Stucksville, or if I'm up 800, I'm going to stop at 4 hours. So really prioritizing time. Allows you to play differently too if you don't drag on a session. It's definitely not max EV if you're looking to make the most money long term, but for this challenge, those are going to be the rules for each session. Last Bank Rolex Challenge, it took us 17 sessions. So we're going to try to beat that. If we can do it in 16 sessions or under, we're going to have a significant giveaway. I don't want to announce it yet. I know what it's going to be, but you got to stay tuned to see how you can win this giveaway. We've already been giving away some seats to the World Poker Tour Championship, the Win, in December. We've announced that we're giving away a prime seat to once we get to 1,000 subscribers on Josh Guindon Poker YouTube. So subscribe so you can have a chance of winning the prime seat. There'll be many other seat giveaways, including the Club WPT private tournament, the prime seat giveaway, and several other giveaways. So stay tuned. So like we talked about, 5 components of this channel. Number 1 is entertainment. So we'll get this Bank Rolex Challenge. This will be the first entertainment. Number 2 were giveaways. I'm very passionate about giving back to those involved in the channel and those supporting me on this ambassadorship. Number 3 is strategy. Very important to me to kind of share the process. World Poker Tour is calling my Start the Sun run, and I want to shed some light on the sun run. Sorry, no pun intended there. Light on the sun run, but want to kind of give everyone a look into what kind of strategies I've used to get to this part of the sun run. So let's get back into it. We'll talk more about the channel later, but let's get back to the action. No jam here, so not quite. So 90, yeah, over 15 big blinds, queen 9 off, f5 fold. Let's see how aggressive this person. 33 and 20. Okay, that's fine. So down to 5-handed now. Let's give everyone a quick look at the big blinds just so we can see. So we're currently chip leading 65, 30, 30, 19, 29. So we are chip leader, and we have a great image. Everyone thinks we're tight. We are not tight. In reality, we are just card dead, or we were. Actually should have sized up there, but that's okay. This player doesn't do much 3-betting. Jack 8. I'm gonna be c-betting medium, small, medium, 400k. I think 360 is fine. Pardon the small cough. Just got a little post-nasal drip, if anyone knows what that is. Alright, so we were bluffing, obviously. There, we picked up middle pair, which completes the straight draws, a flush draw. We're just looking to, hope to get to showdown now. Yeah, we're just hoping to check it down, get to showdown. If he does, he checks, so he can easily check behind. We're gonna win most of the time here, including this time. Ace-5, great. All right. So talking about balance, that was a nice balance play. Return river. You don't need to go crazy. Obviously not bluffing with second pair. You're really only getting in that specific hand he had. I could have maybe gotten called by worse, but all the draws got there. The flush draw, the straight draw got there. I had second pair on the turn, and higher card came on the river, which completed the flush draw. Absolutely no sense in betting on from my standpoint. Your hand can change classes over multiple streets. I was c-betting as a bluff on the flop, and I turned a good pair, second pair, which I took the lead, but it completed straight draws and didn't really want to bloat the pot and get too overcommitted. I thought it was a nice balance play just to kind of check the turn, try to get to showdown. Some rivers I would have continued firing. So what are some adjustments we can make here as the chip leader? Obviously there's two kind of schools of thought, types of play. ICM play, which I'm 100% certain these players are not playing ICM. There's only one of the players that might be playing ICM, but the way they're playing is definitely not ICM. So they're basically playing kind of conservative chip EV play, so that's important to know about. So I'm not going to completely play ICM poker, which means I can't get as aggressive as I otherwise would have. This is weird. Okay. I think this is a nice 10-7 suited. Limping. What's his split range? 33-20. I'll just look to check and play. It's a nice hand. I mean, yeah, I got some 180. Can I re-raise here? I'm gonna put him in a bad spot. I think so. Deny that. Deny this guy's equity. Get him out of the pot. Does this person really wanna? Oh, he wants to go for it. So that means he's got, and he limped in. So he's limping with a monster. Whatever it is, we're folding. We obviously can't fold. I thought it was a decent play, but obviously it's a fold there. So what would that guy limp with now in jam? Hands like ace-9 maybe, diamonds draw, some weirdly with like aces and sort of things some people do. I really don't think he's got, other than diamond draws there, I didn't see that he had many bluffs. And I've got a bluff slash draw of my own, so semi bluff. Let's see, that is just a pure fold. Not playing scared though. Good for this player. Let's come back to the big blinds just to show everyone. So we are chip leader, 5 left. We have 66 big blinds. Player to my left who's been pretty aggressive, down to 22. Short stack slim, pretty tight overall, trapping for the most part. Red stacks is getting in there, 22 bigs. Jay has been getting in there too, mixing it up. Pretty unbalanced. 27 bigs. So, it is what it is. Let's get back to the... Just seeing these big blinds drives me crazy. I love seeing the chips. Because, let's see. Okay, that's fine. The pot size jam. Putting the pressure on. Kind of missed the action, but... Red stacks is either Hollywooding or really considering a call. What should he call with here? I can't really say without seeing the action, but must not have too many aces or anything. This player can put some plays on, I would say that for sure. It's pretty... Ooh. What do we do with this hand? 540. 10. Can I bet, like, minimum? Click it back. Folded instantly. Wow. 3x. And I went to 6 bigs, and he just snap folded. We gotta look to exploit that a little bit, too. Jay is quick to fold. That's wild. Just snap folded. So 2... Let's mix it up a little bit here. I wanted to go a little smaller, but that's fine. So that's 2.5x. This player is defending a lot. Man, that was wild. I min raised, 3-bet him, and he just absolutely snap folded. So let's play a pot here. Queen 9. Check, check. Ace. I think I have to bet here. 450. Yeah, my hand is absolutely weak. I can just bet small. The river gets weird. I've got more of that. I don't think he has any kings either. It's a nice spot to keep telling the story. Gonna get called here. Well, not a lot actually. Oh, he's got top of his range. It's fine. He's probably got an ace. Ace queen. Wow. Good check behind. Let's take a note. Ace queen suited. Wow, that was a trap on the. That was a product of me betting 2.5x. He just called. He calls a lot behind. It's like ace 5, ace queen. I did feel like he had a lot of aces there, but I had no showdown value at the bottom of my range. Wow, what do we have here? This is 2, and he just shoves all of that in. Obviously folding here. Look at these guys behind. They're just setting up the shove. Just, oh, he calls it off. Wow, so another trapping spot. Take note, this person's trapping a lot. It's a strong hand. It's probably like ace king or something. Maybe, yeah, probably ace queen. I bet ace queen here, but we'll see. 10s, okay. 10s for ace king, flops a set, so we're down to 2 players. Wow. Look at that, trapping. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen this player 3-bet. This player might not 3-bet at all. Ace 5 diamonds. Played differently at different. So this player, I'm gonna have 3-bet here for sure. Go big, 720, 1.4. Let's go 4x. This player has a tell on bet sizing, I think. Goes a little bigger sometimes with Yeah. Just a nice 3-bet there. It's the ace-5 suited. Bet big too. I went 4x. Really put max pressure on. He can't even call with most hands. He's got a deviation in his raise size pre-flop, which I haven't fully narrowed down if you know exactly what that means yet. One time he made it 2.5 bigs. He's made it often he'll make it 2 bigs, both from the button with similar stack sizes. So is he betting better hands at a higher value and reserving the lower size for most of his range? That's probably what it means. It could mean some other things, including, you know, sometimes people bet a little higher with worse hands to kind of disincentivize people with hands they would defend against, just to kind of take it down. Queen 7 off. Kind of a mixing spot here. Or chip leader. Nice raise and take. Yeah. So let's see what we got here. King 5 off. This is where you could really start to get a little aggro. I'm not the chip leader actually, so it's just not a very good hand. It's not going to realize any equity. Just play this pretty big pot with this player. I kind of bluffed, and this player's not 3-betting as much. Never 3-bets. I don't think I've seen a single 3-bet. And calls with all the range. How can we adjust against that player? Number one, realize when they're calling or flatting behind, it's going to be a stronger range than most. So that means that we're going to have to do more checking out of position. Something I'm pretty bad at in general, but really should maybe just check 100% of my range. Here's a spot. Queen 9 off, and we are 60 big blinds. This is a call for me at that depth under these situations. So let's see what we got. Diamonds. Okay. I think I have most of the aces, and I have I'm really betting for value. You know, it's a semi-bluff, obviously, but we've got a kind of a range advantage here. We have more aces. He's gonna click it back. I'm not going anywhere yet. Could I re-raise here? No sense in doing that. Really want to keep ranges wider. I gotta check it over to him here, not necessarily going anywhere. Does he have king high diamonds sometimes on that? He's betting pretty big. 720. Ooh, that's close. Betting. Oh, maybe actually has the ace. I think it's a fairly tight fold, but kind of low visibility, as they say, right? A diamond comes in. Does he have the king of diamonds? It's a nice half pot bet by him. If he goes smaller, like a third or something on the turn, I'd probably call. But he's got the board pairs there too, like, so the flush even comes in. Small percent of the time I'm just drawing dead. He's chip leader too. He can just put a lot of pressure on. Yeah, I like the call on the flop, and then that specific turn you just have to kind of give up. So let's get a little bit bigger here. Roughly 2.2x. So I really want to. This person's not. I don't know if I'd say calling station, but kind of quick fold. Raise. Re-raising. Plays a lot of I think it's just a fold. 2.4 million. I think we gotta continue one more. So small. Oof. This player never really. What do I get value from? How much time is left here? Actually, 21. Okay. I think I'll just call it. As played. He's gonna be so sad when I win. Yeah. Probably never calling a raise there, especially the player's super quick to fold. I just figured he had a lot of. It's kind of a weird play, but I think he had a lot of flush draws there and combo draws, straight draws that I'm actually ahead of some of his range. He plays pretty interesting. So what is this? 17 big blind. This player, I wouldn't take that line against most players, but this player specifically is just kind of really getting in there, betting small, trying to take advantage of population people who don't play. Let's see, that's just a fold, ace high, 17 big blinds. Ace queen is a call for sure. Ace jack suited is probably a call. This is a pretty tight player. Ace jack, as tight as it is against this player, might be a fold. So this player on the big blind, you know, the big stack, heavy ICM spot here. I'm like second in chips. Got a really aggressive player. I'd look to exploit that a little bit, but I don't want to open myself up to play a huge pot where I could go broke, you know, that sort of thing. You don't want to put yourself in that spot. It'd be call ICM suicide, right? We're gonna look to play pretty conservatively most of these spots. Here's a nice spot. So check, turn. I'm gonna go half pot here. And just get the fold. He has nothing. David Miskowitz was doing that to me. The first WPT I ever played, and I was in the big blind. He was in the small blind. If we went check on the flop when we were blind versus blind, he would bet half pot 100% of the time, and I would fold like 95% of the times. I just didn't know how to defend. I found that most of these players on here aren't real well studied blind versus blind play. I'm going to be releasing some strategy content about videos, how to play blind play, you know, not only small blind versus big blind or big blind versus small blind, and limped pot, single raise pot, 3-bet pots, 4-bet pots, limp raise, you know, check raise, you know, all these spots, different ways you can play blind versus blind, but probably even more importantly is blind responding in the blind versus field raisers, right? So if the button raises you and you're in the small blind and you each have 80 big blinds, how are you going to play? You know, if there's 20 big blinds for each of us, button versus small blind, how are you going to play then if the button raises you to 2 big blinds? You got to have this stuff down cold, and how you're going to respond. What type of hands play well as 3-bets, as calls? What is the difference between linear and polarized raising? I think to a lot of people listening right now, just the concept of linear versus polarized, that might make you like feel anxious. Like, what does that mean? I'm gonna just break it down. Whenever I teach anything, poker or my day job is I'm a doctor in the emergency room, I like to make it very simple because that's how I learn. When I learn, I like to learn things. I like if someone's teaching me something, I say, you know, tell it to me like I'm a 3rd grader. That way, under any circumstance, I can remember it. If it's a really stressful, really high pressure situation, I want to know it cold. That was a big spot there. Ace queen versus ace 9. Flop, top pair, queen on the turn. That was a pretty classic suck out, re-suck out. But I want to know it so simply that under any circumstance, if the adrenaline's coursing through my veins, if I'm stressed out, if whatever the scenario is, I want to know it so well that I can remember it under any situation. So, you know, I like to think higher than a 3rd grade level, but that's how I learn things and that's how I teach things. I just want to make it so simple. So we're going to break down all these spots. You know, we're going to start out the strategy course with blinds play, small blind and big blind responding, raise first in from field raises. Let's see, I don't want to get involved there. I've got about 20 strategy videos planned out that I'm going to break down, you know, to get out to everyone. So let's see, 6s. So I think now I'm big. Look at that. So just via the nature of patience, I am now the chip leader again. I didn't even do anything. Ace 9 got in a weird spot. Let's see what I want to do here. No spades. I think I can just bet and take. Yeah, that was a nice Nice hand. But there's a lot of strategy content out there, but I think there's a problem when it comes to poker strategy. Number one, the problem is it's too expensive. I mean, most people don't have all this. A lot of people are motivated to learn about poker and get better at poker. And, there's a lot of really good players out there. I'm the Club WT ambassador. We've got the Stream Team family. We have truly some elite, really strong poker players. Their game is trained towards playing on that format, so it's a little bit different than live play. But so there's just a couple simple, 5 or 10% of your strategy tweaking that you need to make to transition over to live play. And I studied that spot as I was getting ready for my first World Poker Tour event because I'd never played anything more than $300 buy-in before that first $5,000 buy-in I played. I played several in events now, but so I learned like what adjustments do I need to make. On average, people play on Club WBT or free roll sites or similar sites are a little bit too passive, and a lot of it comes down to how you're playing in the blinds. Your deep stack, let's say 60 to 100 big blinds, you're in the small blind. If someone raises to you, you never want to call any hand. Actually, you want to only 3-bet or fold. And that's a huge adjustment. I would say you would only 3-bet what's called linearly. So you would take your best portion of hands and you 3-bet. You really have no 3-bet bluffs. You're just betting all your best hands as 3-bets. You got to know what percentage of hands to do that against. Obviously, if you're up against the button, you're able to 3-bet a lot wider. So let's see what we can do here. I think we want to mainly just call. Yeah, we don't want to not call, but you know what I mean. So that's fine. So we can just raise here for the most part. This player kind of lets us know where he's at. We haven't really got him. He's quick to fold, quick to bet out his like little probing bets, and quick to fold. I think you still have to just play your best hands. As you saw with my king queen hand against his sevens, there's some spots where you can just play a little weaker because you just understand he's betting out more with weaker hands. 10 big blind shove, obviously folding. Call a6, great call, nice. We might be down to 3 players here. Nice call, yeah, obviously a clear call, 10 big blinds. Yeah, that was a great call. All right, down to 3 players. We're chip leader. All right, so 66 and 54. Want to open up just ever so slightly. 3-handed play. You want to be a little aggressive, especially as the chip leader. 3-betting. Suited queen. How many? Let's see. He's betting. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty shallow. This is weird. Weird spot. I think I'll just fold. Yeah. Pretty shallow. 20-some off. So this J player does little pro bets, but pretty aggressive. Doesn't continue. Is kind of scared to play across multiple streets, so just like always trying to figure out where they're at, sort of thing. So we can look to exploit that. More semi bluff bets. Sorry, tongue twister. So we can bet small here. Yeah, I just took it 8 high. Look at that. Great. Did have the gut shot. And we are the chip leader. So heads up is going to get super interesting here. Still want to stay patient for the most part. Ranges are super wide. I'm quite certain from what I've seen so far I have more blind versus blind experience compared to either one of these players. So that's gonna be going to bode well for me. Overall, I mean, you know, anything could happen in one tournament, but you know, think about where your advantages are. I think my advantages for sure are blind versus blinds play. I'm gonna keep up the. I think I'm gonna go even a little bit bigger for now. Let's see. Let's go to 2.3. Yeah, so we went to 2.38. Let's start looking to go to 2.35. Big blinds, 3-bet. Weird spot. I'm just getting. They're putting back at me quite a bit. That's a big 3-bet. Yeah. Way over 4x. So they're not looking to. Yeah, they're looking to play back. So I've got to respect that a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back down to 2x open and look to play more pots. This person has shown that they are uncomfortable playing across multiple streets, number one. And number two, both players, I'm certain I have an advantage on. Let's go to 3.5x, 700. Yeah, all right. I'm certain that I have more experience in blinds play, and this person is really uncomfortable playing across multiple streets. So you want to take advantage of that. So I don't want to get in any big all-in confrontations. I want to make more decisions. So ensure there's going to be more decisions. Almost limping would be interesting. I don't want to limp here for a few reasons, but maybe an all limping strategy would be even the best. But I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is make my raise sizes smaller. So this is a clear continue for 2x as deep as we are. That's a pretty good flop. Do we lead or do we check raise or do we check call? Like a check call. Let's do a check raise maybe. Yeah, let's see what happens. It's close. I'll check. I don't want to get. That's another. I think I got a lead here. Yeah, so let's just lead for 700. Okay, he's probably got a lot of overcards. Jack, spades. Let's go for 1.1 mil. Can't give up the betting lead there. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make. And they're just gonna bet with impunity. Yeah, we lost. That's alright. It's tough. Yeah, I flopped ace 5. Alright, and I'm a premium here, so we'll be looking to put the pressure on. Ace king off. Functions as. This is obvious 3-bet spot. What we want to do, picking an intelligent sizing is important. 30 some bigs. 1.3 is fine. Looking to go with it too. I mean, they're 30 some bigs. If he wants to try to make a play, we're just gonna get it in. This player is really not continuing a lot. Just over folding a lot of spots. So this is a nice, close to mixing spot, but we'll see how much they're playing back at me. I think it's a fine open. So back to my point earlier, I'm gonna decrease my bet size. It's, this person has 30 bigs. This person has, let's just see what we have exactly. It's 54, 62, and 30. This person's really playing back at me. Maybe they're just getting ran over by the deck. But I get the sense, and I got the sense earlier when we were starting out, that they were looking to play back at me a little bit more. So we'll kind of continue to suss that out. Either maybe they're just going for the win and really trying to get back, push the pedal to the metal, but this person, I think this is mainly just a call. Yeah, someone who's uncomfortable playing multiple streets. C-betting a lot. I think I have to fold this one. Could I min click it here? I think I could just, it's a bluff, see what happens. This person overfolds, look at that. Just exploiting the tendencies there. Does he have a 5? I mean, if he's got a 5 or a club draw, sure. Or an overpair, but 80% of that player's range right there. I just min bet to 2x. It's such a weird play, but felt right for him, so. Especially I've got, the pressure, I could put a little pressure on him. Alright, 6-7 off. Is 6-7 suited or off? I'm looking through my camera. That's off, dude. Okay, that's fine. So he's really kind of getting down there. 18 bigs against 2 other 50 to 60 big blinds. So he's gonna make one mistake and really put his stack at risk. I'll be looking to take advantage of that. And I'm not going to be looking, well, no, I'm not going to be looking at a lot of like calling it off against him. I'm really going to be looking to keep putting the pressure on. So this player, maybe this player is really knowledgeable about ICM and is leveraging the fact that their chip leader, even though just by a small amount, I'm middle stack. And maybe that's what's going on. I think that could be what's going on. Nice spot here to raise it up, 450. Yeah, really we can. He's probably just gonna fold most. If he jams, obviously we're folding. If he calls, we are. Yeah, we're just getting a lot of folds there. Yeah, we're gonna look to exploit him. Small blinds. So what do we want to do here? I think 3.5x is not, or even just 3x. It's fine. It's a great. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so they're not really going aggro, crazy lag style, but I think this person is recognizing ICM, realizing they're chip leader, even if by a small margin, and trying to put the pressure on me by 3-betting me. I think they 3-bet me 3 times in a row with my opens, so we'll catch them in a second. We're also picking up on what they're doing. We'll probably start 4-betting some of our premium ranges here and trapping his 3-bets with super premiums, I think is what we're going to do. Here's a spot. We'll see what happens, but fold 22 bigs, heads up. I'm not looking to do anything other than get it in here. Come up with this 4x again. Yeah. I'm not doing anything other there. Ace-8. Yeah, we got it. Got it in good. 3 hold. Yep. Winner. Big pot there. That was a nice 22 bigs. You just kind of yeah, ace point there. No one's folding that. Alright, so now heads up for really nice run. 5,370 players down to the final 2. Heads up. It's going to take a second here to assess the situation and kind of just be mindful, present, thankful about like how crazy of a spot this is. Very few times ever will you get in this spot against any tournament. 5,370 players and you're down to the final 2. It's pretty cool. Very thankful. Father's Day, a fun run. All right. So let's get into heads up poker. I love heads up poker. I've got big background heads up cash actually. Played quite a bit of heads up online, kind of sit and go style, but came up as a cash game player, and I would purposely stay till the casino was closing and pick out people to see if I could play heads up. Just to kind of hone that skill, I thought I could probably get an advantage. and to learn the game. It's such an integral part of poker. Heads up. It's really important in a lot of ways. I don't think he's got many aces there or flush draws. So I think I can lead and go big here as a bluff, obviously. Absolutely nothing. What should he call with? I mean, aces if he slow played that on the flop. I have not seen the player do this once. Kind of taking advantage of one of his playstyles too. He's got a 10 or something. It'd be a tough call. Yeah, it's just a really tough call. That board turn. And the way he played it, he checked the flop, so he's got very few aces or few flush draws there. Let's see what we got here. Should we turn the big blinds on now? I really don't like the big blinds. That's fine. So I'm gonna start going up to 2.5, I think, for now. 6/8. I'm just gonna literally bet one big blind here. 8. Okay, so now we have showdown, but we're also, it's a weird spot. Like, are we betting for value or showdown? I think we can. We're ahead of most of his hands, so we're still just betting for. It's a weird spot. Let's keep it on the big blinds now, just for simplicity, so everyone can see it too. It's a little bit more clean. 7-9 off. Looking to fold, heads up, the game has changed a little bit compared to when I learned heads up. And, the last 20 years I've been playing heads up, cash and online. Really, it's getting to smaller raise sizes. You're folding almost no hands. Especially the min bets, right? Really comes down to, that's a great, I'll go a little bit bigger here. I like to overbet some frequency. Heads up, overbetting these days really isn't a thing, so I probably won't overbet, but let's see what happens. Put a 5 out there. 6, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go, let's try and overbet. 14. Does he want to call with an 8? Probably he's gonna fold a lot. Maybe gets curious. Or he just jams. LOL. Yeah, obviously we're folding, but so what's he doing there? Did he swap a monster? Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time thinking about that one. Alright, I'm not gonna do many more overbets. That one didn't work out too well. It's also, it's interesting. Maybe we'll just overbet only as, I think we're gonna start overbetting only as for value. Because maybe he thought we were bluffing. Let's try a few overbets if we can get it again. Overbetting as, let's try overbetting only as, he's continuing a lot, isn't he? We just gotta check. We're ahead of a lot of hands actually, but let's try to improve. Yeah, that's just a. Can we bet here for value? Sure. Nice value bet. Small. I mean, we're trying to get calls from like 6, a 3. We went third pot. I think he's trying to figure out what all my different raise sizes mean. Third pot, full pot, overbet. Overbets you can really, if he's got a queen, Nope, 6, okay, nice. Maybe he's calling for information. Retake the chip lead. Overbets, so I did a 1.4x, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I love overbets. There's really not as much of a role in heads up poker. try to see what he wants to do here. For overbets and heads up as much, it just doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons. We can talk about what that means, but I'm gonna look to exploitatively overbet him. It was weird that he jammed that overbet. So maybe he just thinks that I'm only doing that as a bluff, which would be a big misread. Yeah, jack 8 off. There's a spot. Yeah, I could fold that. Yeah, I think that, you know, if he could be a big spew if he starts to think that my overbets are. Let's look to. I don't want to 3-bet him now. We'll just keep dinking along here. We're getting some wow, flopped. An amazing situation. I could lead there some weirdly. I don't have that part of my game yet, but we're definitely raising, obviously. What if he had a jack here and just clicked it back? That would be the dream. I folded it. I think leading there is kind of cool, heads up. Leading small, like one big blind, and then that really just puts people in the blender. I'm going to try that again, you know, soon if I can. It's like, would you ever... No one can put you on a set either when you lead. It's like, would you be betting a set? I don't know. It's not natural for me, but I think it's a nice play, actually. Heads up, especially against a fairly sticky opponent like this person. I don't need to see about that necessarily. Don't love that either. I just look to get to showdown. If he bets with any reasonable amount, would probably just have folded that one, but yeah, I think we can just pray that our 4s are good. Do we ever bet here? Definitely can't raise. I'll just take it down. I think he's probably calling anything. I'm gonna win a decent amount here. Oh, oh wow, he tried to trap me with Broadway. Check it out. Great. Man, we lost the minimum there. He didn't even 3-bet me pre. That was interesting. Let's go top shelf. 8.51. See what is kind of filling out his pain threshold. He's raising min with a lot of hands. So we'll see. So I got a 3-bet pot here. I think we can c-bet small. It's a little different strategy. About 6.5. About a third. Different strategy, heads up versus not heads up in this specific situation, but so what does he have there? Some aces, some spades. I think I'll go to check call mode basically here. I don't think he's not really like a bet turn, jam off like a draw kind of guy. So from what I've seen, I mean, maybe he's got that level, but I doubt it. Yeah, you wanna? I don't know. I just want to call here pretty quick. I think we got like a weak ace. I just think that if he's got a jam in him, good for him. But I couldn't see where he could jam this with a bluff. Yeah, he just checks it down. I think we win. Yeah, King Jack. Yes, optimistic turn bet. If he had a jam, dude, to put us in the blender, I mean, that would be a sick spot. Can we ever check? No, we're too deep. I was gonna think about check jamming, like trapping, but I could. Is this a 4-bet jam spot? He hasn't 3-bet us ever, if you've noticed that, heads up, so something to keep in mind. Seems optimistic to 4-bet jam ace jack off, 40 bigs effective, so but really we can really dial up the pressure now. We got kind of 3-to-1 chip advantage. Oh man, we're just not looking to do anything other than get this in with pocket tens. He 3-bets me, it's going in. Nope. We're going 2.5 with, we'll see if he starts playing back. Some people give up their 3-betting here. Just waiting for premiums. Not a great strategy. You gotta keep playing, even if at 3-1. We're just gonna look just to kind of run him over a little bit here for a second. So just 2.5 with every hand. If he keeps folding, he's gonna really blind down quickly. Kind of leaning on him a little bit. He might just be card dead. We don't necessarily have to raise this. Could we fold one? I don't think we can fold. If he raises. Oh man, he just folds. He's really climbing up. So the natural adjustment is to increase your width of hands. I mean, I'm not going 100%, but I think this is a reasonable hand just to kind of. Actually, I would have preferred that more as a open. That's fine. It's okay. We'll see what he does post flop. I mean, maybe he's just gonna get super scared post flop too. But I think you start out with a check there is fine. That's a nice turn. No, I just don't need to have to do anything other than call down. 4, black 4 would be fun. Oh. Gonna see how much I was on here. Obviously we're running hot, but 9, that's not a good card. It's a terrible card. 2, I call down with 4th pair. He's been shown the ability to bluff. Diamonds missed. I think he's got a lot of like 8s or 9s or something like that. Even a 4 we lose, we've got no kicker. Our 4th pair is no good. Yeah, we beat absolutely nothing there except complete bluff, but he's not really that kind of player. Calling this, obviously. He's also going smaller. He's only going 2x now. Wow, we flop the stones. We'll have to check raise here. Not stones, but you know what I mean. So do we ever... I don't think we overbet here. I was going to say we could overbet the turn, but he just folds, I think, a lot there. But here we're going to try and overbet. Most likely. We'll see what happens. Oh, man. We're going to overbet the river probably there. A7. Let's keep the pressure on. A little bit bigger raise sizing too when they clam up. I mean, he's only going 2x. I'm going 2.5x. Got an ace. Let's flop an ace. Or 3. Jeez. What is going on here? Can I check? No, let me just bet 1. See if he raises me. He's played back at me a little bit, but he does just give up a lot, doesn't he? I guess probably. I don't think this is a very high level player. I think he had a couple strategies which were quite advanced, full ring, but heads up. So here's a spot. If you think you have an advantage, you don't want to get like pocket 3s there, like ICM, or not ICM, but GTO. You can start jamming 20 to 40 big blinds, pocket 3s. Fine if you're playing GTO. I mean, there's a lot of GTO strategies like that, but way more, and one of the main, so I talked about earlier, I'm going to get big into strategy talk and do a lot of strategy videos, 5 tenets of my poker YouTube channel. I'm really going to, entertainment, strategy, giveaways. There's a couple others. One of we're just going to bet, while until he figures out if we're climbing up or not. We're going to open every single hand, including 2-7. There's a lot of big talk about game theory optimal, studying the charts. That's completely unnecessary for a lot of people, and a lot of people will never do that. And I love that, right? We had Brad Braulio had Kathy Liebert on his channel the other day, and she's never looked at one chart in her life, or not much. She's not chart studied, not GTO. I think she basically plays GTO, right, from all the strategies she's learned over the years. But if you never look at a chart, you can still be an elite, high-level winning player. Um, there's someone like Landon Tice, who's a wizard. I mean, computer wizard, GTO, studied to the nines. He can tell you about deviations and permutations of GTO wizardry, which is fine. You're still playing against real people in a lot of these spots. I think where the Club WT players are really good is sussing out how you're. Oh wow, man! I'm just running on a sun run. This is how I got the ambassadorship. I just flop the best hand every single time. No, but there's all sorts of different levels of play, right? Landon Tice, GTO wizard, Kathy Liebert, crusher, should be definitely in the Hall of Fame. We just gotta go with it here. I mean, we're not trying to do anything other than get it in. Spade redraw too, and we can block the spades. You're just really giving up on a lot of pots. Yeah. But anyways, I want to make teaching poker content simple. I'm not gonna get crazy about the charts, the GTO solver, 25 big blind, blah 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 blah. That's not what people want to hear. A lot of people will never look at charts. So that's what I think that a lot of people in coaching do wrong is that a large portion of players will never look at charts. They don't ever want to look, and that's cool. I've studied them a little bit and incorporated them in my game. I'm not like a Landon Tice wizard where I'm only thinking about charts or almost exclusively looking at charts. No, I incorporate. It's one piece of the puzzle. It's one piece of information. Let's see how much he's climbing up here. He's probably gonna have 7 pairs here. I'm gonna look to bluff. He didn't raise. Yes, he did raise. Let's go for a check raise. That'd be interesting. We haven't done that yet. Do we win? No way. 7. Oh, jack. Oh, weird. Okay. But a few problems there are with poker coaching right now. Number one, there's probably too much of an emphasis on GTO, charts, computer solvers, when a lot of players aren't going to use that. Number two, it's too expensive. I mean, some of these elite coaching sites are, $100 a month. People can't afford that, right? Then they make it sound too complex. The first thing is GTO, wizardry, solvers. Most people don't want to hear that and won't ever want to even start thinking about that. And they don't need to. So that's another miss, I think, on poker coaching. So what I'm going to do with teaching is just make it simple. Like I said, I'm going to teach it super simply. So from the small blind, what hand should you be what should you be re-raising? Just break it down. Make it super simple. We're not going to look at charts, solvers. Infrequently, we'll look at some charts as a reference, but I'm never going to say you have to memorize a chart completely because I think that's doing a disservice to the vast majority of people learning poker and those players who want to get better, So poker coaching has a problem with being elitist, GTO, computer, solver heavy, too expensive, and not accessible. If you're making someone pay, I think I gotta start raising a little bit faster. If you're gonna make it $100 a month, that's not accessible to a lot of players, a little bit bigger once, see what happens. Oh, yeah, okay, just gotta give up. Great. I mean, exploit. Oh, but once again, back to the point, GTO. Can you play GTO? First of all, most players don't play GTO. So if you play GTO against players who aren't playing GTO, you're going to be leveling yourself and just taking chips, money from yourself. But the fastest and best way to win more is to figure out what a player is doing wrong This is where I like knowing what GTO says, is not necessarily my betting strategies, but seeing what other people are doing incorrectly, which is different from GTO, or it helps you to recognize patterns, right? So this player specifically gives up on pots too much, so I'm double, triple barreling more. This player also now, I got a little bit of a chip advantage, only 3-1, really just clammed up. I think is waiting for a super premium, so I'm increasing the raise size, the bet size a little bit, which seems more intimidating. I'm also betting with a higher frequency. I've been opening probably 90+% of my ranges, and following through on most boards for at least one or multiple barrels. So that's the way that you'll see this, right? This player specifically, not to pick on him, but was really good deep, not deep stack, but at a full ring table. They were really tough, really putting me in some spots. And that's what they're more accustomed to. A lot of people haven't played heads up anyways. So yeah, so going to focus on strategy. So coming back to the poker YouTube channel, Josh Guindon Poker on YouTube. Follow, subscribe. I think Rampage Poker would say like, follow, subscribe, comment. That's fine. All you really have to do is be subscribed to my channel for the ability to win some seats. I'm going to be giving some seats away to various World Poker Tour events going forward. Interestingly, briefly, my background in poker, I played a lot of cash games, mainly low stakes, 1-2, 1-3, some 2-5, hardly any 5-10. In college, had 5-figure results, mid 5-figure positive results. So playing one day a week or one day every other week as a college student. I got into online poker during the poker boom and played somewhat regularly there. I never played high stakes, but got pretty adept at being competitive at least. And then, like I said, I played some heads up cash late at night, and I've played cash when I could. Picked my spots in some lower level tournaments, and then in 2022 I got my start on the World Poker Tour. I won a $7,000 package on Club WPT. Ran pretty deep, finished top 3rd% first tournament. Got to know everyone at the World Poker Tour, and really fell in love with the people and the product that the World Poker Tour has to put forward when you're playing a poker tournament. And so got more involved. Went on the Virgin Voyages, and then played in the Best Bet Jacksonville. Then I won a seat from Tony Dunst to the $5 million free roll. Then decided that I was going to start playing more events more seriously. At that point, made my first final table in a World Poker Tour event. Got 7th out of a little under 1,500 people. Pulled a big bounty, 6-figure bounty also. And then after that, met up with the people, Jeremy Clemens at the World Poker Tour. And we decided we were going to do an ambassadorship, Club WT ambassador, first one ever. This is, of course, Club WT is under the umbrella of the World Poker Tour. And then as we decided we're going to start playing more regularly. So first tournament as an ambassador, went down to the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. We did a Sun Run Bounty series, which I did a live stream. On my YouTube channel. Made a pretty deep run. I think I finished 50th maybe out of 2,500, but there's pretty good strategy chat from that live stream where I was breaking down hands in real time. I really enjoy that. I think people get something out of that, pick up little pointers that they can add to their game or changes to their game. I've enjoyed that over the years from Twitch streamers, poker streamers and the like, and people like Doug Polk and that sort of thing. But anyway, so then cashed my first tournament, I think top 6 percentile at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. It was tied to the bounty event on Club WT, so everyone who cashed in that tournament got to double their payout. It was a pretty fun promo that Club WPT put on. Be playing a couple other World Poker Tour main events this year, so look forward to meeting a lot of people, getting YouTube started up. Going to be focusing on entertainment value first and foremost, strategy chat. I think I've got a lot to offer to people, like and giveaways for sure. Giving back, it's really important to me. So really, really good stuff. We're going to be doing live streams also like this one. We're also going to be getting a call-in show going. I think Bart Hansen, Crush Live Poker, who's a really great guy, great product he puts out. Think like that, but for multi-table tournaments. We'll be focusing on live tournaments. Wow, this is a spot here. 23 big blinds. Also, I think we can put the pressure on. I don't think I need to go jam size. Some tournaments I would, some players I would, but I think he's pretty scared. I think he just calls with only better there, and I can get him on, kind of one of those blocker hands, so he doesn't have any aces there, but I do. Another hand here, man, really get into it. Still coming with max pressure. Really got him here now, 5-1, all in. It's just a fold, right? 20 some. I'm gonna act like we're gonna see him sad for a minute. Tough call. No. That's the first time he's played back. We'll see if he's gonna change his strategy or not. So what's the name of this player? Tough player. But I get the sense not to experience heads up, which is fine. Get a pastry box. Okay, it's definitely not over. 5-1. There's some crazy World Poker Tour head ups that people come back from. To lead some. See how scared he really is. He just assumes we have a 7 or a 10 there, I'm assuming, but we don't, obviously. Look to... That's huge. So here's what we're gonna do. 12, 19, 6. I think we can go 5. He's setting up jam size there on the river. Really representing a 10. Wow, now we're getting down here. Now we can start. It feels fine. Sub 20 with a decent ace. Yeah, that's the first time we've gone all in, so let's see. Sometimes when the first time the big stack goes all in, the players start realizing, like, okay, this is on. It's a poker match now, and they start fighting back a little bit more. We'll see if that happens with him, which is fine if it does. Oh, open jam. Yeah, that's fine. No, we got jack high. Yeah, it's... I guess you should be doing that with some small aces, but it's not good with your extreme value hands because we're still going to look for a while until we see if he makes an adjustment. We're going to open up 100% of hands still, so that was 2.5x to 2-7 off, 2-7 off, just so who knows, he might have had 7-3 off, but 9-3 off, but still looking to exploit him. We haven't seen him limp trap ever, so I'll just play this one slowish for now. I can have a lot of that, as much as he can. It's one of those hands, if he bets, I just probably have to fold, but I can lead and do some interesting things on turns where really taking advantage of his propensity just to, like, give up. I think if he has a 6, he gets scared and jams, which is a terrible play. Yeah. We are going to burn some time back, act like we got a decision, just to make it look like we got a real decision. Yeah, that's fine, we got nothing. Okay, this because you don't want to... If you snap fold there with the time, no time, it's like, oh, clearly you're bluffing, but you want to keep that somewhat in the range of possibilities. So he's playing back quite a bit now. The one thing we're going to keep doing until proven otherwise is opening 100% of hands to 2.5x. He is way over folding. You should be at a minimum at this size, 2 to 2.5 big blinds at this level. Maybe that's the only adjustment I need to make, honestly. Yeah, I'm going to do that. You should be calling sometimes 100% of hands, but almost at a minimum 80% of hands. He's folding something like 50 or probably closer to 75% of hands. So if I make no other, look to float, turn up some equity, even a pair. Do I ever need to? If he checks here, I think I'm going to bet pot on the river. Yeah, I think that's a nice play. I don't think he has it in him to call down with anything other than the board. No more chopping so much there. I don't think he's ever jamming with anything other than a jack or six, which he almost never has. I guess he could have some sixes there, but I don't think it's a jack. Yeah, he's calling to chop, which is probably... Oh, ace. Oh, whoa. Wow. Ace six. Man. He didn't... He lost the... Or I guess I lost the minimum there. Wow. Okay, so here's the thing. So I think what I'm going to look to do, I think the best way... He's a pretty solid player. You can tell he's played a lot, obviously, to get to second place out of 53-70. So I don't want to exploit myself of thinking I can just run him over crazy advanced line, super lag style. I don't think that's the strategy. I think the strategy right now, his biggest exploit is when I'm opening. He's folding way too much. So I think I just capitalize on that. Play pretty solid. I mean, he limped there. So I'm going to bet. I'm going to lead. See what happens. He might start trapping me a little bit more too on some of these lines. He's probably seeing I'm pretty aggressive. If he's smart, he'll start adjusting and trying to trap me more. So I gotta be cognizant of that. But for now, the biggest adjustment I'm making is 2.5x, 100% of hands, because he is not 3-bet me a single hand. I'm gonna look to, I got a pair, so hard to flop a pair. I'm just kind of value betting there. It's very thin, but got a pair heads up. That's better than most. Obviously, I'm not getting it all in or going 3 street, but betting the flop there for value is a good idea. All right, so what we're gonna do now, I mean, until proven otherwise, we might find some other spots, exploits, or we're kind of leveling, we're kind of exploiting ourselves there a little bit by trying to run him over, but I think the main play against this specific player heads up is to just, that's terrible, to play solid post flop. Recognize what ranges he's got when he's limping or raising, but the biggest exploit right now is 100% of hands. I can maybe trap him some with like super premiums, like aces, kings, ace, king suited. The top pair is really good. Don't need to go too big. 2 big blinds has been he's been not sticky, I would say. He gives up a lot, but on the flop he's continuing. Still not enough. He's folding, over-folding. He's folding too much on the flop. And he's folding too much pre-flop. So the adjustment there, the best thing to do is raise 100% of hands, and actually continuation bet almost 100% of hands. Jack 9. 8 of spades or clubs or hearts would be really fun. Definitely not folding to 1 bet. Check. Jack. Now we got showdown value. Maybe he's got a hand like king 10. He's balanced in that sense that he doesn't always bet a pair. That's actually not the right way to play heads up. A pair is good, but like some hands like this, like king 10 for example, he had been, I'm just gonna check call probably. We'll see. Let me think. Check, bet, turn. I think he's got King 10 a lot. I think a jack is way too good. It's under wrapped. Not under wrapped, but it seems like he does not have an ace. Wow. Ace, so he went limp, check. Really trying the trap line. Alright, let's see what we can do here. He went limp, check, bet. Bet. Wow. Alright, good to know. So, ace high boards. He doesn't bet aces pre-flop. And he doesn't necessarily. That's wild. Okay. He's tried me a couple times like that. I gotta be careful. We don't want to do anything. Can we re-raise him here? Some back door. We don't want to. 3.5. I think it's too crazy. We don't need to be crazy. We've still got a big chip advantage. One thing we could do is, I think he would, because I don't know, I think I want to just keep on what I'm doing. I don't want him to realize what he's doing wrong. That's another thing is, oh wow, 30, what, 2.5, he goes to 32. Never do that. I guess if you're really thinking like optimal strategies, I guess small pairs sometimes, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like a good play. He's fighting back. Maybe he could have like 3x that. It could have been a reasonable 3-bet size. He seems like he's playing scared. Guess he just had an ace there. Kind of raise to a size that I can continue on. This is a nice hand. I mean, I'm ahead of most of his range. Yeah. I'm gonna look to open that lineup a little bit more when he limps. Actually haven't had many good hands when he limps. Oh, this is a mandatory open. Yeah, when he's limped in, I've actually not had many hands to kind of to ISO raise there. Interestingly enough. I mean, that's just the nature of... Wow, do we 4-bet this in? 8. This is his first time he's done this. I think we just call and navigate. He still thinks I'm pretty wide, but I have an ace. Super nice, actually. I think I could go check here. Check here is nice on the flop. I think we get it all if he doesn't, he could start. And he's been shown to be scared. Also, he traps with some aces, but more so, I mean, I'm not worried about... Oh, wow, Jin. I mean, I'm not worried about anything except... Wait, what size do we want to go to kind of get it all? Less than pot. 7, does that feel good? 6. Let's go a lot in the pot. Weird. I look like I'm stabbing here. Less than half. He could jam. What if he had an ace 10 or something? That would be really cool. Wow, I bet small. 40%. He just folds. That is not the way to play a 3-bet hand. Just check, fold. Weird. And here's 10s. Wow. Man. I haven't had too many spots. Really, heads up. 6s is a weird hand here. Do we ever just jam? I think we could 4-bet jam, honestly, if he tries to come with another small raise. He's trying that out. Didn't, I don't know what he did that with last time. Maybe some kings, king, queen, or something like that. Or maybe some pairs, mid pairs. I feel like he would probably do that with at this point. That just didn't connect on the flop. 8-2, once again, looking to just kind of get it going here. Continue on with what we're doing. I might clam up again. We can continue. Let's go a little bit larger size. He's been shown an ability to overfold even more as we go a little bit bigger. We got a gut shot, but be cognizant here. I think betting small and then jamming rivers. He doesn't really call down light, does he? When he traps, he gets kind of scared. I guess he could have some queens here, actually. Now that I think about it. Wow, what is that? I think he was just... Let's put him in. Hopefully I don't have a 10. I think he's got some kings or jacks he was under us. Obviously no queen. Yeah, good. Called it off. Jack 10. Yeah, of course. Oy vey. That was a bad one. Alright, let's get back in the saddle here. Yeah, you gotta be weary after a big hand of making a, further exposing yourself. Almost playing a little passive next few hands until you reset on a big spot like that. I'm ahead of a lot of his range here, actually. Checks. Kind of strange. To go 2/3. Probably full pot, depending if we get there with a king or even a 9. Could go for lesser value. I think let's try 2/3. He seems... I mean, if he has anything here, he should call. Obviously a 10, but I just think he's got like ace high, queens, queen high. Can he call? Yeah, he just folds a lot. I don't think he would ever call there with ace high. So 2/3 is nice. Keep getting aggressive here. Oh, I took a bad hit there. Just bluffed into the effective nuts, but we still have almost a 2-to-1 chip advantage. Still have to mix in some plays, but we've leveled ourselves a little bit. Could we... Let's try a trips lead here one time, see what happens. I just think, is he gonna fold for one big blind? No. Let me check this now. I think it just seems pretty weak. It looks like I had like flush draws or something. Hopefully he starts betting. If not, oh, here's it might. Do we over bet here? No, I don't think so. Let's go for a 4 and see if he could somehow come up with a raise. I doubt it. If he had a 2, that would be magical. What does he call with king? Ace high. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't think he's calling over bet size there, but we bet 2/3 is nice. Ace high, yeah, okay. Did make an ace high call. Was a nice flop and turn. Top pairs. Really hard to make, especially. Could size up a little bit here. Lots of draws, really connected board, flush and straights. Anything he continues with there. Jack, any flush draw, any straight draw. Just trying to charge more. We want half pot. Could probably be, so 3-6. He's short again now, 80-30. That's pretty good. So we got open-ended. Be careful here because we're kind of a little bit on the dummy end. He just checks it to start. So do we come overbet? I like the overbet here. This is more of a deep stack principle, but Yeah. Worked. So I think last time when we overbet, we've only done it twice. He must have just had like stone cold nuts. I think he started. Maybe he's not. You know, if he's picking up on the fact that I'm raising 100% of hands, he has to start calling with way more. He's probably calling at maximum 50% of hands, but he's. Oh, this might be a. I don't think he's ever. Start putting a little bit of. Oh, he calls it off. Ace? Oh, kings. Wow. Diamonds? Nope. Wow, we absolutely ran into it, family. That's alright. We can battle here. Heads up. I mean, 1-1, so. Alright, we gotta get back into it. That was punty. Oh, don't jam into this guy that many. Oh, he's gonna get some confidence back here. Let's see. Phone is dying a little bit. Go get charger. I'm gonna put the phone down for 1 second. Go grab the charger. We'll be back in less than 30 seconds. So we got the charger back. Just missed a couple hands there. My apologies. Alright, so had a couple unadvisable plays. That was. Alright, so what does he get here? Suited queen, definitely not folding for one big. Flush draw, that's nice. I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on him still. He doesn't, handle pressure very well. I mean, I've run into his like absolute stone nuts sometimes, but he'll lead out and then fold too much like that. Anytime he's raised, it's not a terrible strategy, especially if he's got a couple of my punts so far, but I gotta be close on timing tells. I went a little quicker there. So if you see, I normally try to go down to about 10 seconds, but I went at 12 seconds. That can indicate that you have a better hand if you go quicker than you normally do. Yeah, so he's raising probably 50 to 70% of hands. I'm just gonna confuse him a little bit with some leads, like marginal value. Looking to check call. Doesn't always have to have a king, even when he doesn't really. It's not great. Not a great river. Let's try block size. See what he does. Most people just go crazy and raise pot with block size. No, he just calls. Interesting. King. Woof. Wow. We lost the minimum on that one. Alright, interesting. Like our block size, he didn't raise it. Some people don't raise with anything other than nuts against block size, which is fine. Ace high. stones. Connected board. A scary dynamic board. We don't necessarily stack off for 3 streets on this board, you know, especially with certain runouts. Obviously betting here for value. Yeah, I think we got to keep betting for value. Can kind of size up. Value and protection, right? A couple good reasons to bet. Yeah, he folds. Just had a weak draw or something, or marginal value. I don't know. Does he? I don't know. The way he plays, he probably folds an 8 or a 9 there sometimes, which probably is not advisable. So some of our worst hands here can perform well as ISO raises, but we got to be a little careful. Just remembering that he traps there with aces sometimes. Getting a little margin back here, 17 big blinds, which I like. This heads-up battle is going on quite a while here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, he's still just folding like minimum 50% of hands, probably 75% of hands to a very small open size. So I'm gonna look to not punt any more places and just play solid, patient, not get anxious or not even anxious, but just lack patience. Just play solid. Look at that, it's pretty nice. Can I lead? Sure. Yeah, I gotta be careful though. Sometimes sort of runouts, that's not a good turn card as far as continuing the action. And he doesn't get much value in whenever he has top pair plus. Heads up, when you have top pair, you need to be getting value in. So I think we're obviously calling this. We'll see what the river is. That's a blank. That's a pretty nice river. So his bluffs miss, like his aces, his seven sort of thing. I mean, sometimes he's just got it, but he doesn't really bluff enough. Top pairs is a mandatory call. Wow, set of 6s he turned. Wow. Eek. Okay, we're at a disadvantage here for the first time. Okay, well, we gotta play a little bit more, I think, conventional and smart post flop. He's decently sticky. He does still give up pre-flop and on the flop to relatively small size. Gives up too often. So we can continue on with that. This is probably just going to be a give up unless we get some value. He has, yeah. He never bets out really here either. He just kind of looks to get value. He's just kind of been trapping, so I think I got to check, give up more. Yeah, ace high. I think he probably finds a call there at a reasonable size. Fine. Yeah, I think it's okay. 9-5. He folds. It's a pretty tough heads-up battle. He's adjusted to what I'm doing wrong also. Gotta give him props to that. He's still pretty blind to what he's doing wrong. I think what I'm doing wrong is being a little too aggressive. Post flop, made that one like 26 big blind punt, pre-flop with 5s, and he just had kings. I think he still calls there with big aces, but that was an unfortunate spot. It is what it is. You gotta keep on. So I think some of these terrible hands are pretty good to ISO raise with. Gotta be cognizant though to not always do it because he does trap. He's been calling me a lot. Let's mix up the sizing a little bit. Try to confuse him a little bit more. Seems like the more he gets confused, the more he folds. And he's starting to figure out my game a little bit. Yeah, the concept of blockers like pre-flop is not as relevant heads up. King high is actually ahead of a lot of hands in the specific board. So he checks. So I think I'm probably ahead a lot of times. So I'm going to look to... he's shown that he doesn't call down much. I don't think he has a concept too much of... Oh, he re-raised. Trip sevens, I feel like. Almost nothing else. He's not doing that with a flush. And... I guess a queen? No, I don't think he... Probably just calls. Oh, here we go. I don't know what to do with this hand. Maybe limp. What if he... Alright, sort of not folding. What do we want to do? I've been going 2 a lot. Aces heads up's pretty good. Yeah, we bet small, so he's got absolutely nothing. Alright, on to the next. He's got more gusto than I initially gave him credit for. His heads up game's pretty solid. So this is a tough. Some of those check raise. I feel like he okay. He c-bets quite a bit. Tough, I think. Did I had check clicked. That was weird. And he re-raised me pre. Oh man. This gets worse and worse. Block sizing, let's see what happens. Nine, okay. Oh man, I kind of had a misclick there. That is what it is. Alright, so still looking to pick up on one of the main exploits we have. He's just folding way too much. I think if I could just play solid, make appropriate folds and not punt, and then just exploit his pre-flop mistake, I could really win this heads-up match. I'm just going to keep... especially if he only bets 1 big blind. I mean 2 big blind, raises the 2 big blinds from 1 big blind, which is probably not the best size. If he keeps betting that small, I'm going to top pair, gonna check raise. What do we do if he re-raises us? That'd be wild. Would he ever do that with a flush? I don't think so. I think he probably has a lot of flush draws here. Let's keep going for... I'm gonna charge his draws. Get value. See what happens here. 3 of diamonds would be fun. 10. Does he do? Does he call with a 5? It's kind of we're targeting single pair 5-4s, flush draws, trying to get value. All right, now we took the chip lead back. It's been a pretty brutal heads up battle, back and forth. Kind of got the upper hand to start, and then he really clawed back. It's been a tough match. Let's see. Super small on this board. Just taking advantage of the fact that he gives up way too much. Probably check back a lot of turns and look to bet a lot of rivers. I think, do we go over bet? No. And I think let's try a full pot. I think that feels good. 8 on the 8 on the 8s. Was it lucky? I bet 8 big blinds, 8 seconds left, and there's 3 8s out there. It's like 5 8s. I think that's gotta be worth something. Maybe a fold. 9 high. Oh, he calls it off. Alright. Ace high. Wow, good call. Alright, he's pretty savvy. Post flop. So what do we need to do? What adjustment do we need to make? We, first of all, can't just bluff with impunity. We got to be a little smarter about how we proceed. A little bit more balanced. I think we're just kind of barreling too much that he's picking up on. Yeah, it's just a fold. Blinds go up here in a second. King 5. Still going to be looking to take advantage of the fact that he folds too much pre, like we've said many times. I think we have the betting lead too. I think we can continuation bet quite a bit. But B, yeah, he actually, if you really think about it, especially when I'm betting 2 big blinds into 5, that's like 40%. He's folding there too much. Now if I'm betting full pot, or even 60 to 80% to 100% pot, he's got to fold much more. But the fact that he's folding still, I don't know, at least 40% on the flop, I think we still see bet small 100%. Well, that's beautiful. Do we check? Why don't we, let's look to exploit that line that we had. Even though we raised pre-flop, he might not see it. Why don't we go, I'll just call here if he bets, but I'm definitely betting. I'm definitely not folding any rivers here. We're gonna get one more street of value. It's pretty bad run out. I definitely can't check raise, but I'm definitely not folding. And I'll bet. Let's bet. A really bluffy image, so we're gonna get paid off by like jack, probably some 6s, any queen. If he goes all in, we're sad, but we win this a lot. Ace 9 kicker. Oh, couldn't get any worse. Ay. Alright, premium. Let's get this going, family. We want him to proceed. Alright, that's fine. Let's... We 3-bet. Let's just kind of trap him here. Top pair, less than 2 to 1 stack to pot ratio. Oh, that is miserable turn. Oh my gosh. Now I'm sad. I'm not just stacking off here. 10. Oh, what do we do? I think we just go for value and fold if he jams. I don't know if we fold, we might just call it off. He doesn't really bluff much. Okay, that's fine. We got ace king. We got aces. Had some hands. Still betting with 100%. I don't think we need to... Oh, that's nice. I think still bet for value, like pretty much any pair we're continuing. And a lot of try boards, especially if we have the lead, we're still going to continue. But I think we don't need to just keep barreling off. He's calling down pretty light on some spots, and he's, once he proceeds in a hand, he's pretty sticky. Let's get some more sugar here. That's unfortunate. Alright, so just to recap, we are deep in the 22 SC 2-day, 5,370 runners. We are down to the final two out of 5,370. Josh Guindon, Poker, Salem Witch, EMD. Josh Guindon here, the new World Poker Tour Club WT Ambassador. We are heads up. Final two. First place, 7,000 roughly. Second place, 17,000 roughly. That's one of the worst hands. I can fold that. So we're playing for a $10,000 difference. Huge spot, really. We are up against a pretty tough opponent here. He was really well-versed deep stack, putting me in some tough spots. Based on the way he's defending, get the sense that he's not very attuned to heads-up play. Raises, good play. Yeah, I don't love that. Tough to proceed, low visibility. If he's got, I don't think he 3-bets there with any worse hands than mine. Let's see. Alright. That's a pretty good flop. Maybe top pair. We've really had a lot of second best top pairs, which have been really sad. Heads up. Ace 8 versus, no, Ace 5 or Ace 7 versus Ace 9 for a lot of chips. This is a lot of the spots we've gotten into. He's actually made some really solid calls with ace high on some pretty over bluff spots. I kind of underestimated this player a little bit. Oh man, he doesn't have anything other than an ace here. Is he ever bluffing? I've never really seen him with a pure bluff. He's just trying to take me to Value Town. We can fold that. Not the tough run out. He could have some better kings there, honestly. But mainly it just has aces. Alright. We're going to look to... I think I should probably start folding a little bit more of the hands pre-flop, like another 10 to 20%. The absolute, really unconnected hands. He proceeds pretty well, and also traps me. I've got clearly a propensity to bluff a little too much heads up. He is doing a good job of keeping up the pressure by opening most hands. Could like to 3-bet him a little bit. He's quick to get away. King high. It's not immediately a give up. I think if he I could have some ace high there. I think he really folds. Maybe that's probably just a fold on the flop. I think I need to start folding more when he has the range advantage. Because he doesn't really give up. And he's calling bluffs down light too. Unless I've got a premium draw, I need to stay more balanced. Let's just keep pressure on though. He's folding 50% of hands. Wow, ace, pair, kings again maybe. Alright, that's fine. Mm-mm-mm. 10-4. There's probably one we could start to fold. It's close though. Flop top pair. 19 bigs starting. Pretty connected board though, pretty scary. I like to probably play pretty passively. That's a terrible turn. Oh, so what do we do? Such a bad turn. Can't just fold though. Let's get a 4 or a 10. Oh, that's nice. We are going to check all it off. He's got a straight. He's got a straight. Better 10. He's got a better 10. Backdoor hearts. He's got a hearts, but trips. Not folding. Could be GG's. Oh man, good run. Good run. Tough. Well played. Congrats. Get a pastry box. All right. There it is. Second place. 777 left in day 2. 5,370 players. Tough heads up match. Heads up is a tough game. But pretty, bittersweet moment. We won first. Tough heads up battle. Just pretty thankful, fortunate of this deep run. Had a lot of fun interactions today with a lot of the poker community, Club WT Gold World Poker Tour. A lot of friends in the community. Had a really in-depth, really robust strategy discussion as we're kind of making this deep run with a lot of friends through text and chat. Really, really thankful for this opportunity. Some good content coming out. So just quick recap. Hope you guys picked up some strategy tips as we're going through there. You gotta learn how to lose too, right? Took one on the chin. Had a really tough opponent. Ran decently bad heads up, but hey, we're not gonna make excuses. We're gonna just be thankful for this super deep run. Second place out of 5,370. New high score actually on Club WPT Gold. Never gotten above 5,000. Been playing pretty low stakes. Gonna be looking to best this pretty soon. We are playing the World Poker Tour main event, 2,500 SC buy-in, 12 day ones. Played in day 1 today, first day 1. I'm trying to make a deep run in the main event. We just cashed the Prime also today, World Poker Tour Prime on WD Gold, Club WD Gold. But let's just recap our run, and we'll briefly talk about what we've got on Josh Guindon YouTube Poker for those still hanging in there with us. So, first of all, today this was a 2-day tournament. A lot of members from the poker community made deep runs. One of our core members who does a lot of the streaming, Medi23, METTI23, got 47th place out of 5,370, top 1% run. It's inspiring just watching him play. He's a really tough player. I get a lot of fuel, motivation. If the rare chance I get to make a deep run is just seeing other members of the community there with me making a deep run. When I was in the $5 million free roll, I got 7th out of just under 1,500. Triple T, Terry St. Peter, who's won 3 times. He ended up really deep. I think roughly 40th place out of 1,500. Josiah, another one of our members, it's also a crusher. Finished, don't know the exact number, top 100. I feel like 80th. Dan Mahoney or Josh Marin also made a super deep run. I'm forgetting a couple others right now, but I just, as you're navigating through these deep fields, you just get inspiration from friends and other people in a similar vein, running deep with just like you are. It's motivating. It's also like a little internal competition. It's pretty fun. But anyway, so made super fortunate. Had a lot of cards go our way. Obviously, good breaks. I mean, you got to get lucky to make a deep run. Didn't quite get it done. Always tough to take second place. Bittersweet, but overall, just feeling super thankful and fortunate for today and in this run. So yeah, new high score, fun, pretty good. Payout for $22 buy-in, probably second best I've ever done. As far as ended up with six figures from a $0 entry, so that was pretty good. But let's see, what's the quick math on 7832 divided by 22? You're looking at about roughly 390x, 380x. That's pretty fun. Anytime you can over 100x you're buying, that's deep run. So anyways, what do we have ahead? So as far as poker play, we have still going to be playing on Club WBT quite regularly. Got some big tournaments coming up, including the Super Saturdays. It's a couple of big diamond giveaways too. I just gave away 3 seats to the World Poker Tour Venetian main event. That's where it all started for me back in 2022 in the summer. So pretty exciting stuff on Club WBT. Club WBT Gold has still got their festival going on. The main event is the main one I'm looking forward to. I think it was just announced $555,000 for first place, so I'm going to be competing, battling in there for sure. So looking forward to that. Let's talk about the YouTube channel real quick. So Josh Guindon Poker is our YouTube channel. We're going to be getting that developed and getting that going. A lot of videos. Let's talk about what the channel is going to be. Number one, entertainment. Think different, strategy or different fun series. The first one we're starting out was the Bank Rolex Challenge with a twist. We'll be trying to shoot for $10,000 profit at cash games, and we got a couple rules of the challenge. First and foremost, we will be trying to get $1,000 each session. Hopefully we'll only have 10 sessions and get to 10,000, but probably won't happen that way. But if we get to 1,000, we'll stop, or if we play till 4 hours, we'll stop. There's no stop loss, so we might lose a lot in one session, but if we did this challenge last year and we got up to $10,000 within 17. It took us 17 sessions, and we took the $10,000 profit and we bought a Rolex, $10,800 Rolex. But this is a twist, Bank Rolex Challenge with a twist. We're not going to exactly give away what the twist is going to be, but pretty exciting stuff. There will be some giveaways for sure. I think World Poker Tour Prime events and World Poker Tour Club WT private stream team tournament seats. There might be some other giveaways throughout the challenge, so you'll want to stay tuned to look for those opportunities. The best way is to stay subscribed, like and comment videos also. There'll be maybe some challenges regarding social media, like and subscribe sort of thing on Twitter. They'll make some announcements though, so stay tuned. So number one, entertainment. Think of Rampage Poker videos, cash game series, hand breakdowns. People love poker hand breakdowns, so we'll be doing a lot of that. I think we have a lot to add from that regard. Then also think of strategy. Second core tenet of Josh Guindon Poker YouTube is going to be strategy. So we've made a sun run on the World Poker Tour. We've had an incredible start so far. Some skill, some hard work, a lot of luck. 5 deep runs in main events, cashed all 5. Third percentile, top 0.5 percentile, a 5th percentile, and a 6th percentile run, including pulling a 6-figure bounty and already making a World Poker Tour final table. 3 of the 5 I've had a real chance to win first place. Hasn't happened yet, obviously. So I've obviously got some strategy that I can help people kind of take their game to the next level. So this is going to come to you free, readily accessible. Like I said, I teach and I learn like on the level of 3rd grader, so it's going to be easily digestible, bite-sized strategy bits. So look forward for that. 20 plus videos coming your way. We'll never charge. And so a lot of strategy content coming down the pipeline. There'll be lots of live streams like this one. So this was a live stream post-production. We didn't go live, but this video will come to you in different segments on Josh Guindon Poker YouTube, and a lot of live streams like this, even myself and co-streams with different people, including Brad Braulio, Metajohn, some other Club WPT streamers. We'll be breaking down hands in real time. This might be the most valuable when it comes to strategy. Also, super excited. We're going to be getting together a call-in show. So myself, Josh Guindon, Salem Mochi MD, Brad Baralio 84, Brad Nesser, Meta John M, John McLaughlin are going to be the three core panelists. We're going to be having on guest panelists. We may or may not have extended the invite to Phil Ivey, Rampage Poker, Doug Polk. No, just kidding. But we'll see. There'll be some fun panelists for sure to come in. A live call-in show. So submit your hands now to joshkinpoker@gmail.com. There's a format which I've shared in a couple of YouTube videos, which we'll want you to use to break the hands down. That way we can review them. Any hand you want broken down, a big spot, you're wondering if you could have played it a different way, or if you just think it was interesting, send us that, especially live tournaments. We also want online tournaments, big tournaments like today's, a couple of tournaments from today. Send us those spots. We'll be breaking those down. We're going to break them down on how we would have played them. We're not going to do a lot of solver stuff, so we want to keep this relevant to you guys, keep it fun, keep it interactive, a lot of entertainment value there too. Then lastly, we're going to be focusing on giveaways. This is really important to me as part of the, it's not lost on me. I grew up very, if you could call it middle class. Didn't have a lot of money growing up. This is kind of why I'm finally getting into tournament poker in my 30s. Didn't feel like I could financially take that risk. I know a lot of people are in that same scenario. So the ability to give people opportunities to get into these tournaments is something I'm super passionate about. We're trying to give away as many seats as I physically can, mainly to World Poker Tour events. Think of the Prime event was a big tournament, $1,100 buy-in, and also the maybe some local daily tournaments and some stream team private tournaments. Really encouraging people to get to play live poker. I'm really passionate about live poker, and that's something I'm really going to be focusing on going forward. You'll see a lot of videos and strategy content from live poker. That's where I've got my Sunrun ambassadorship from, is my results in live poker. But the point is, I'll be giving away a lot of packages, mainly a lot of seats to live poker tournaments. I want to encourage people to get out there. Every December we meet at the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas in December for the World Poker Tour Championship, and it's a multi-week festival. We're there, and everyone from Club WT, Stream Team Family, World Poker Tour, you have all these vast networks we have are meeting and meeting up, having fun, playing tournaments, social events, and it's just such a joyous time. I mean, I can't, and every single person I know that's been a part of this it's something they always look forward to next year, and it's hard to get to these. I almost didn't go last year, for example, so anyone that I'm going to be able to help get to this it's going to be super rewarding for me. So super excited for that. All right, I'm rambling at this point, so look forward to the videos on Josh Guindon YouTube. Follow me on all the social media, X, or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Try to follow my results on the World Poker Tour, the main events, including online. We're on Discord, on the Club WT Discord. Reach out to me there. I encourage everyone to message me. Anyone who wants to talk poker strategy or really anything, reach out to me. I'd be happy to interact. Looking forward to the next one. Thanks for everyone there for this deep run. Thanks again. 3-hour video coming to a conclusion. Josh Guindon Poker, Salem Mochi MD. Thanks for following along. Take care, guys. Bye.